Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Jessica Nicole. I'm a self-published author of YA fantasy romance novels, and today's video is all about my current physical TBR. So I think we already established in one of the book haul videos I've done recently that I am no longer a reader, I am a book collector. And with that title comes a large physical TBR. The first three books in this video that I'm going to mention are actually three books that are headed to me right now. They will be here on Tuesday. I have the two books in the Daughter of the Pirate King series. I really wanted these for summer. And I hear that I saw yesterday on Amazon that there is a third one coming out in November centering around another character from the series. So I will probably be picking that one up too in November when it comes out. But I have the first two books coming to me. They'll be here on Tuesday. I have also To Kill a Kingdom, which I also wanted to read over the summer because it is I think it's a Little Mermaid kind of reimagining, but like a darker reimagining, and it's perfect timing because it's summer, mermaids, and the new Disney like live action Little Mermaid is coming out very soon, and I'm so excited. And I love mermaids, I love pirates and sirens and all of that, so I think I'm gonna really enjoy those books. So those are the first three books in this video. Now on to the physical TBR that I currently have in my room. So this is my little Holly Black section. I just love Holly Black's writing. I pretty much adore it. I read The Cruel Prince and I was hooked, and so I have read all three of these books. I've read a couple of other books from her, but these four I have not read. So I have Tithe, I have Valiant, and I have Ironside. These are interconnected. I'm not sure if they're like a series. I feel like different characters like pop in and out of these stories. They're like three distinct stories, but I know for a fact this one and this one, they center around like different people, these first two. And I think like all of these characters come back in here. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. I haven't read them. But they're like modern fairy tales. They're the Modern Fairy Tales series. And so there are basically fae in the modern world, or like modern people having encounters with fae. They all sound really interesting. Going back and conquering like usurpers, finding a fae and having to like help him survive in the modern world, things like that. So I'm excited to read these. Hopefully I can get to them this year. Like I said, I love Holly Black. I love her writing, so I already know they're going to be great. And then I have The Stolen Heir, which is actually in the same universe as The Cruel Prince, and I haven't read this yet, so that is also on my physical TBR. All I know about this is it centers around Oak, which is a character from this series. I'm going to assume that he's like, because he's a kid in these, and I'm going to assume that he's like grown up and this is like his story, his adventure. So that's that. And then here on the second shelf of my tall bookshelf, I have the Dance of Thieves duology. Literally know nothing about this duology. I'm assuming there's thieves in it. I think that they are like Romeo and Juliet, like they are from rival families or something. I think I heard that. And I just know that everybody loves this duology, and I'm hoping to read this one this summer. So I have that on that shelf. And on the shelf below it, I have not read any of these books. So I have the Shatter Me series. I only have the novels. I didn't get the novellas. I just don't think I need them. I'm just planning on just reading the novels. So there's 6 of them, so there's plenty of story there. Hopefully I can get everything I need from those because I'm not getting the novellas. But I have the whole Shatter Me series. This centers around a girl living in a dystopian society where I guess people have powers, some of them. She basically can't touch people or they will die. So, yeah. And she somehow starts a revolution and finds love in the midst of that. So, I'm looking forward to starting those this summer. I have the A Touch of Darkness series. This is a Hades and Persephone reimagining. I love Greek mythology and I love Hades and Persephone, so I've got the first three books. There's a fourth, I think. I don't know if like this is the main series and then it like branches off or something, but if this is just the main series, I'm probably not gonna get the fourth. I don't know. But that's that shelf. And then on the shelf below it, the only thing here that I have not read is Delicious Monsters. Let me move this so you can see. Delicious Monsters by Lizelle Sambury. This is a haunted house kind of a story, so I'm saving this one for the fall. It's dual timelines and dual POVs. One of the girls can like speak to the dead, so I'm assuming that's why the dual timeline thing came into play. Like I said, it strikes me as very like spooky and fall-ish from what I've read and heard about it, so I'm saving that one for the fall. Over here, all by her lonesome, is Belladonna. I have not read this one because the sequel comes out later this year, and I'm gonna just read them both sort of back to back. They also strike me as like fall type books because it's about a girl who cannot die and she kind of like gets acquainted with death. Like death is like a physical person, and I think they have some kind of adventure. They have to solve a mystery. I think it's a romance too, so that's gonna be interesting. The shelf below it, the only one here that I have not read is This Wicked Fate, which is the sequel to This Poisoned Heart. This story centers around a girl named Briseis who inherits this creepy old house from her birth family with a poison garden in the back. She's immune to the poisons. There's a reason why she's immune to the poisons, and she finds out sort of towards the end of book one that she's got like this huge like destiny to fulfill. So I'm excited to hop into book two this summer and see what happens with that. And then I've read these two, and then on the very bottom shelf, I need to read Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of Never After. Same thing with Belladonna. The last book in the series comes out later this year, so I'm just going to read them all kind of back to back. And I do have Caraval, by the way. My niece is just borrowing it, so that's why the series is incomplete right now. I have not read any of these three, the Renegades trilogy. So Renegades, Arch Enemies, Supernova. This kind of gives me the same vibes that Shatter Me does. It's about a girl who has superpowers in a dystopian society. There's like the heroes and the villains. She's on the villain side because I think something happened between her and the hero side, and like she's a woman scorned or something. I don't know. But I think she falls in love with somebody from the hero side. So excited to read those. Those are chunky books, but I'm hoping they like read like Marvel movies because I like those. Then I have Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. I loved everything, so I'm excited to read Instructions for Dancing. It just strikes me as like a cute YA summary type romance, and it gives me the vibes of like all those dance movies like Step Up and Save the Last Dance and all those Honey and all those movies like that. So I'm hoping that it reads like that, and I love her writing, so I know I'm going to enjoy it. I have The Wicked Deep and Winterwood, which are both like witchy, spooky-ish stories by Shay Earnshaw, and I'm going to read those in the fall and winter. I have The Cousins, which I'm going to read this summer because it's about three cousins who sort of solve a mystery, or they find themselves in the middle of a murder mystery while they're working at their grandma's like resort over the summer. And then the only other book on here that I haven't read is Through the Dark. It's a collection of the Darkest Minds novellas. If you're familiar with the Darkest Minds books or movie, it's about a dystopian world where kids have powers, and they're kind of put in these like work camps, and our main character kind of works to start a rebellion and hopefully succeeds in doing that. I know what happens. I just don't want y'all to, I just don't want to give anything away. But yeah, really good series. Love the series. Excited to read the novellas. All right, on this shelf, I have not read Twisted, which is a modern dark romance that centers around, basically these Never After novels by Emily McIntyre are dark contemporary romances that center around like Disney villains, and so this one centers around Jafar finding love. It's like between him and Jasmine. This one was between Captain Hook and Wendy, and then I have Scarred, which I'm planning on reading this month. That's why it's not over here, which is a love story between like Scar and Sarabi. Like I said, these aren't fantasies, they're dark contemporary romances. Same thing with the Monsters and Muses series. These are dark contemporary romances that kind of play on Greek mythology. We already established how much I love Greek mythology. I've read the first two, need to read these last three: Oaths and Omissions, Arrows and Apologies, and Souls and Sorrows. Liars and Liaisons I'm planning on getting when it comes out as well. And then the last three books on my physical TBR are The Merciful Crow and The Faithless Hawk. These are a duology about a mercy killer. So that's all I really know. I feel like there's a plague in this book. I think it's like a black... I don't know. I feel like it's a Black Plague retelling. I might be making that up, but the main character's name is Fee, and she is one of the crows, which they're a league of mercy killers. But something happens, and that's all I know. I feel like there's a love story in this, but it's not between Fee and like the prince that she's helping the prince do something. I think it's between her and the hawk, which is the prince's bodyguard. So those two I want to read in the fall. Hopefully I get to them. And then the last book on my physical TBR is actually Lightlark. And I want to get the sequel to this when it comes out in November, but this is basically, it's touted as like Hunger Games, but make it fantasy. So I'm all about that life. I think this is like rival kingdoms. They fight every 100 years or so on this vanishing island to try to rid themselves of some kind of curse. And that is all that I know, but I am all the way here for that and super excited to read that. I probably want to read this one this summer, if not early fall, because I believe the sequel comes out in November. November must be like a hot time to publish books. I'm gonna take note of that. And that is actually all for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you for watching it all the way through if you made it to the end. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I post reading and writing content, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye.